So we're at the Big G Alpha Mount, and we've spoken about a couple of different mount escapes that we want to have a look at. One of the ones that is a high percentage of what you're going is the knee to elbow escape, trying to capture my partner into quarter guard or half guard. And the issue that we have normally is that my elbows are on the outside. So anytime that I push, I give G the opportunity to unhook. So yeah, so what I'm trying to do from here is think both ways. I'm trying to raise, put my head onto the ground, raise my hips, turn sideways and get my elbow to the inside. There's a lot more to it than just that. So a couple of things is this. Anytime that my leg is bent, I try and turn, my knees caught behind and my legs caught behind G's calf, and I can't quite turn over. So one of the first things that we want to do is we want to straighten our legs so it falls into the valley. Either have a grapevine, we need to clear the grapevine first of all, we'll come back to that later. Secondly is this, right, is G's weight is through my hips. So it's very hard for me to turn over because he's got his weight down on me. So the leg that's bent, which is my left leg, I'm going to turn around just a little bit. So the left leg is, that raises, that enables me to turn and pretty much catch the quarter guard. But most importantly, it enables my frames to come onto the inside. And what I see people do is, as G starts crossface, they disengage the inside position again and they give G, you know, like, so this is, you know, a terrible position for me. So once I'm on the inside position, if G starts to crossface, I've got this ability to sink him into deeper half guard and have to unhook, which is far better for me again. So we'll start with this. First of all, mount. I put one leg straight and one leg flat. It's a little bit of a nudge, turn to the side. This is the key, this. Get your elbow on the inside. I do like to track from here, and we're going to play the game. Any time that G tries to cross face me from here, is I push the leg in deeper, switch, and I sat for the underhook escape to make it back. I do make sure my elbow is high. This way, if he does go for a dog fight, a wizard dog fight, my arms up pretty high, which makes it harder to do. Where if I find I'm grabbing the belt, this is a better position for him once again. Secondly, is if my hand's high, I do get to push the face, which will give me access to arm bars and things like that as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, G. So we're going to have a look at the upgrade to the cross body mount, and it's understanding what I'm trying to do versus what Emma's trying to do. So anytime that Emma's feeling me trying to get the elbow in, number one is that she's going to try and pick my elbow up. So I always try and keep the frame system, put my legs straight from here. Now, the issue with this is that what a lot of people do is they continue trying to pick the elbow up, which isn't wrong. So as she picks it up, she raises her hips, and this makes it really easy for me to turn because she's lifting the side up. And whether she gets the arm right, I've got the quarter guard, so we're in a bit better position. So what we're going to do instead is this is, as Emma feels my leg straighten, she's going to do two things. She's going to slide her left knee down so her foot makes contact with my knee and slide her right foot up behind my back. So this means that I can't bring my foot underneath because she's on the knee line. Really important, right? This is something that I like to do to people. It frustrates a lot of people. So what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and bring the other leg over to try and capture it. As you feel them turn, so what I have to do is, for me to capture it, I have to turn my shoulders over. As I turn over, Emma's going to bring her left foot up under my armpit. So as I turn over, Emma's left foot comes up and we end up in a high mount. So this is a system that enables me to go through. Because I'm framing, we get access to the top arm. So we want to bring our top arm through. Now this is the first one, and it goes against the grain. Okay, so Emma's going to put you, okay?
Yep.
Emma's going to put her left hand out nice and wide. Her right hand's going to go underneath my armpit, deep. Yep, this is the hardest part. Slide your right knee over the back of my head, across my throat. Turn your right shoulder down to the ground. Start to stretch my arm out. So even if I roll like I'm here, so if you roll your shoulder down and I roll, this is easy for you to continue. So let's have a look at that again in the detail and why we go the opposite side to what we normally do, because we normally scoop the arm. But this one we're going to go to a slightly different position. So the concept behind this is that once we're here, so as Emma feels my legs straighten, first thing is to do is drop your foot down. This makes it harder for me to capture it, bring your right knee up from here. As I push and frame, you're going to put out, because I'm trying to push this way, and you go elbow deep. Okay. So I'm kind of feeling pretty good right now that I can move from here. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a legitimate armbar. The more that you put your shin across the back of my neck, here. But if your shoulder's high, I can push you down. So you turn your right shoulder down. This will do two things. If you look, if Emma slowly puts her shoulder down and right knee down, my arm's at extension. So the two things is, it's Emma's full body weight, 45 kilos, through the back of my arm, versus where we're trying to pull the arm, which is our hips trying to go down or up. So once we're in this position here, you don't have to roll. You simply start to extend your body and drop your hips down, and the armbar will come on. The only way I can roll is to roll over. You've got the choice to hold my leg and stop me, or grab the leg and roll me. So if I'm like stronger than I'm like, ha here, you just simply lift my leg. So from here, the armbar comes on, and now from here, it's pretty much roll. You don't have to put your leg over the head. It's pretty much a call. So the reason why we've done is, if Emma does try to put the leg over the head, I've got the option to catch it and start to move. So we keep it here, pinned in, knee squeeze, extend, and the armbar comes on. Who would like to say it one more time? Yep. Okay. Eli, jump up. Okay. First of all, is be in the game. You feel my leg go straight. Block it out by putting your foot onto my knee. Really important. So I can't bring my foot through. Like stick your hands in Kung Fu, or when you have kids. Right, okay. Second thing is, your right knee goes up behind my shoulder blades because I'm trying to turn. So your right knee comes up and under from here. This is the hardest part. Foot comes up and swap your hands. Post. Got it. So see how by default shoulders move? So if you put your shoulder on the ground first, you can't put your knee over my head because you've taken the space out. So slide your right knee over the back of my neck. All the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Yep. And now turn down for what? And my arms are pretty much extension, so the arm bar's on, and from here, as we roll, that leg control, extend. One, two, three. Yeah, so I've gone to the position, so we're here and Lewis has got this, okay. So let me understand, right, like the issue that people have right now, and we're contradicting each other, but it's the control, right? So anytime that you put your weight down, you can't bring your right knee over because right. So if you put your hand out wider, now you can bring your knee over. So what I see people do is from here, they post here, and now it's really hard. And the more that you lift up, the more I'm going to take my arm out. So we kind of go, hey, I want to grab the leg anyway, so I want to reach down and grab the leg. So you're almost preempting the move. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of space. So if you bring your knee, so you slide your knee not around but straight through the back of my neck from here. But my arms are, it's really hard for me to, and second is, if you put your knee on the ground and look at my legs, okay, from here, you've already got my leg. Your choice whether you finish your arm bar here or where you're rolling over. But what you do is here, I'm really looking to take this leg off my head. So whatever you guys do, keep this one behind the head. Because if this comes over my head, we're in a fight. Right, can you just spin that around a little bit, mate? So when we're here, this is a plan. Right, keep the plan on. And now, the more that you start to extend your body and squeeze your knees, the more the arm bar comes off. Okay, big cheer, jump up, buddy. Now, so, big cheers and cross body mount. Right, and the hand goes through. So once again, if G puts his hand over here, if I ask you to put your right knee on the back, it's quite awkward to do. Like really awkward. But if I said to you, reach backwards, and now, you can now just put your knee, and you don't have to be, like that. Now, my legs are pinned already. And now, turn your knee down, turn your shoulder down, and pretty much that's the arm bar on. Now look at that. So the momentum's already got me rolling upside down in this shape. And we roll. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Entrance 2, pretty easy. You feel acknowledged frame system on side of your hip. That will generally mean that I'm going to attack that hip. So what we're doing is this, as I bridge, we slide our right knee up behind the coach, behind the person's shoulders. So I have to turn, goes behind the shoulders, step your foot up into the valley. And now this one, from here, we're going to go the opposite side. So we're going to use our left hand to scoop the arm from here. And what we're going to try and do is this, right? We've got two choices. Sorry, we've got, there's two majors. First one is this, is we grab our gi. So that means that the elbow's contacted through. Second one, which would be the no-gi option, is we punch our hand down behind their head and try and put our hand on the gun to raise the elbow, which is for a no-gi variation. The third one, which is like a little bit more unorthodox, is from here. What we're going to do from here, instead, we're going to grab the arm, but what we're going to do is going to go for a double grip. So we're going to get both hands behind here. I'm going to crunch. Right. So this one here is more like I've got the choice to go to the belly down or the traditional armbar, where the others kind of set you up for the gameplay. So let's have a look at this. First one's first is Emma's left hand grabs inside of her gi, up nice and high, and right hand becomes a post hand. So left hand inside the gi, and right hand becomes a post hand. Yeah, from here. This is the most common thing, right? So if the arm's too far away, I can't grab it, but if it's too close, you're going to grab it from here. Our job now is this, we want to turn my shoulder blades down to the ground. So you're going to start to walk your right knee towards my head. Walk your right, so that turns me down. And now we either have the arm, or we can rehash our right arm behind to go for the choke. One of the things that we like to do is on this grip here is this, we're going to do like a reverse Kimura grip. We'll put the arm down so that I'm locked into position and I can't defend the choke. Okay, so let's have a look at that. I have a break. Eli, jump up. Eli's mount. We're in the position once again, so Eli's going to grab hold from here. The right hand can be posed, it doesn't make a difference right now, but you want to keep your weight on me. So from here, we're going to take the shoulder away from our partner, and here. The biggest part about it is my shoulder line has to go closer to the ground. How do we do this? Walk your right knee behind or closer to my head so that I start to move belly down. Eli uses her left hand to circle underneath my neck first. So right hand underneath my neck, hand onto my wrist, break my wrist down, and then force it down to the ground. And now all you do is start pulling as hard as you can to tap. I can't tap because my hands are out of the equation. The mats have just been cleaned. You're lucky. But it's one of the worst things, like your face is in the mat, you're getting Kimura, you're getting choked. It's just one of those horrible things. So the concept is, once we're here, to roll my shoulders, if your hand's behind, I can move backwards, your hand goes over the side. To make it even worse for me, start to walk your knee behind my shoulder, which makes me go down. I will normally hold from here. Before you, wrap it up, pull your elbow down towards your belt, one-on-one grip, pull the elbow in, and from here, and squeeze, and finish the game. 1, 2, 3. Same good again. When we got the frame system, so once you feel the frame system up on the hip, we want to kind of take away the strength of the frame system by making it go out of its shape. So anytime my frame system's square, this is good for me. Anytime they start to push weight, it's bad for me. So as Emma rolls up nice and easy, brings her foot up nice and tight. Now, the part that I like to do is I like to take my knee out so the weight's on my partner. This will make it easier for you to get the arm. The downfall about this one is if you're going to use your right arm to scoop it, there's not much space to get the arm. So bring your left hand underneath the wrist, pick it up. Right, so I'm going to grab hold to make sure that you can't arm bait. This is, one of the most common, like no way, no way, no way. We've got a couple of choices from here, right? And we've got a little bit more of a complex one, but we're going to go the easy one for now. We're going to disengage our right hand, put our right hand behind the head. Our left hand parries and goes onto the wrist that you're holding. Think about it this way. This is the hardest part about it. Everyone tries to push their wrist down, but it's locked in. So if Emma tries to push her wrist down, her foot, her knee, and etc. Where if Emma raises her elbow, that's going to start to turn me. So we're not pushing the wrist down. In fact, the wrist doesn't move. What we do is we raise our elbow and straighten our arm. That's going to turn me. Now your hand's already in position to do the choke. Grab it nicely, and once again, slowly kick your legs straight and put them down to the ground and finish. So the system will be exactly the same thing. Is we've gone to crossover, but I've got hold of my hand. So Emma's got that remember, there's not much space here, so we go underneath the wrist, got it. Grab, and I'll grab my hands together. So Emma posts, now push it down. The hardest part once again, this is people try and manipulate the wrist. I'm generally going to hold my wrist on the ground so you can't manipulate it. But if you raise your elbow and straighten your arm, it's going to put me down here. Now, you can slide your hand behind my head to finish the choke. Now, this means that no matter which way I roll, you're still going to have the choke on if you want to. But if Emma sits backwards now, she can still finish the choke or the armbar, nice and cruisy. Or she can go back to the parry system, parries my wrist down, and goes under, and still takes me belly down to finish. Kick your legs through the gap, spread me out nice and tight, and finish. Okay. So we start in the cross body mount position again. So from here, hands together. Okay, left hand goes underneath the wrist. Good hold, my hands together. Right hand post up above my head, so you have a post system from here. Right, put your hand through and as deep on the ground as you can. So just put your hand to the ground, extend your elbow, raise, right hand goes underneath my neck. From here, kick your legs through nice and tight. Choke number one. If I defend it, keep your right hand there. Left hand goes behind my head, and so keep your right hand there. Sorry, keep your right hand. No, keep your right hand on the choke. And then the left hand goes behind the head and squeeze so you've got your choke. So even if I fight you from here, we go to this choke, which, you know, whether you take me belly down or not, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, change partners, 1, 2, 3. That's okay.